clear that he does not agree with nor understand some of the arguments I've made. In my opening speech, I suggested that if children are brought up drinking water and milk, they will not have the desire to drink anything else. A reliable source for this can be found in Parents Magazine. An article titled Copycat Kids: Teaching Kids to Imitate Your Good Qualities explains how children are basically like sponges. They absorb the behavior of their parents, guardians, and peers. A quote from the article from Dr. Lawrence Cohen states, "The usual sequence is that a child observes something that she sees another person do, imitates it exactly, then transforms it in some way and make it her own." As I stated in my previous speech, I do not propose that sugary drinks be banned entirely from primary and secondary schools. I propose that they not be sold in these establishments. This gives parents the freedom to send their children to school with sugary drinks if they choose to, but also ensures that if they do not want their child to consume these drinks, they will not be able to purchase them at school. It gives parents and guardians of young children the opportunity to teach their children how to make good choices without having them be tempted by sugary drinks in the place of learning. My opponent also stated that he did not feel my argument stating that children do not have the willpower or maturity to make healthy choices on their own was valid. To enforce this evidence, I have included another journal titled When You Shouldn't Do What You Want to Do: Young Children's Understanding of Desires, Rules, and Emotions. This includes research which was supported in part by a National Research Service Award from the National Institute of Child Health and Human Development to the author. In this journal, children's understanding of their emotions when they got something they wanted is explained. Research supports the claim that nearly all 4 to 7-year-olds and some 8-year-olds associated the getting something they want with a feeling of happiness despite the outcome. An excerpt from this journal states, according to this interpretation, children younger than 7 to 8 years of age predict positive emotions for rule breakers because they focus solely on the outcomes of transgression from the victimizer's perspective and see material gain as leading to happiness. Thus, for example, the child who pushes another person off the swing feels happy because he has the swing even though the classmate is crying. This is a prime example of a child's lack of maturity and willpower, as well as their lack of understanding that they are doing something wrong. Parallel to this is if a child is told by parents that they should not spend their lunch money on sugary drinks because they are bad for their health, chances are they will ignore this warning when they arrive at school and are faced with the temptation of purchasing a sugary drink. If they want the drink, they will be more concerned with the instant gratification than they will be concerned with the consequences, based off of the research referred to in the journal. The studies referred to in the journal show that as children grow older, they are able to make better connections with their feelings to bad choices. This means they will learn to feel bad for doing things they shouldn't do. But this comes with time, and there is no definite age in which they will have this ability. Therefore, sugary drinks should not be sold in primary and secondary schools because children may be tempted to buy them, regardless of their parents' teachings, and will then consume them without understanding their consequences. My opponent has also argued that the funds received from selling these drinks in primary and secondary schools are necessary for certain programs run in the schools. I find this argument invalid because there are other ways to raise money which don't include risking the health of young children. Schools should not be exploiting children's lack of ability to make the right choices on drinks in order to make money. Finally, my opponent stated that I should lose points for not providing reliable sources. Seeing as I have just done so, this is irrelevant. He also stated that I should lose points for posting my opening speech late, giving him less time to prepare, which is also irrelevant. I posted my speech late due to technological issues, but I sent my opponent an email including the link to my speech at the time when the speech was